Hey guys, I'm in LA, of course. Hey Omar, I got something different for you guys today. I hope you're ready for it, because we're not gonna be talking sports, but we're gonna. It's all relatable. Everything's relatable. I'm sure if you've been following me for a long time, you've probably witnessed my transition from super tomboy to now I kind of step it up a little bit more. I hopped into the fashion lanes a few times in the last couple of years, and it's really all because of one person. And so I've been talking to Sergio about doing an episode for a few weeks now, and I think that one of the things that as Black people, we are fighting for so many things, and we really just fight for the things that matter to us, like things that touch us, and that's good. You have to relate sometimes, but there's a lot of other industries that people need to understand and need to know about and be educated on, and the fashion industry is one of them. And so I just thought that it would be great for you guys to hear from someone who I think is a fashion icon already, even though a lot of y'all have never heard of him, but just the movements he's already made and the things that he does, and just like, if you can get me into some of the clothes he's got me in, like, he's a fucking icon. So I want to have Sergio on. Let me see. I don't know if he's in here yet. Sergio, are you in here? Do you want to go from the collection page? Because I see that one in here. I think I'm going to just hit that one. And if you answer, then that's the one we're going to do. It might not be him, y'all. I might have to go to hit his regular page. But let me see. But anyways, make sure you guys listen to this. Like, check this out. It's a lot of stuff that you might not know about the fashion industry, and not just education, but it's kind of a dope industry. It's really fun. I'm having fun anyway. Sergio, I can hear you, but I can't see you yet.
Oh, I don't know why.
Should I try it again?
See me now?
No, it still says waiting, but I can hear you.
That's weird. Okay, let me go out.
Okay, yeah, go out and then come back. Sorry, y'all. We're going to try this again. Do you have a good signal where you are?
Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe I'll close out the app and come back in.
Okay, let's try that. I'm going to cancel one more time and then try it again. Okay. Can you guys see him? Because I can't see him. And I know this has happened before where I couldn't see somebody, but everybody else could. I'm going to have Beijing come in. Beijing, come here, Mama, because there's a dog barking outside. And, yeah. Come inside. Come in. I'm not going to be able to deal with that dog barking the whole time, so I have to get this. Okay, let me try this again. Sorry, y'all. Be patient with me. I'm trying to get this to happen. Okay, there we go. Let's try from this page. Let's see.
Can you see me now?
No, and I can hear you though.
I don't know.
This is very strange. Can you guys see him? Let me know if you can see him or if it's just me. Nobody's saying anything. You guys, can you see him?
They said we can see y'all both.
I can see him. So then that's what I'm saying. It's like mine isn't, you go out and back in.
They can see both of us. Yes. What
Okay.
the fuck? I know I'm high a little bit, but I can only hear you.
Well, you know what my bright face look like.
Yeah, I'm bugging out right now. Wait, now it says he's gone. Can you guys, it says he's gone now. What the fuck is going on here? This is so weird.
Can you
See,
see me?
I can hear you. I can't see nothing but myself. I'm not high as fuck. I only hit the joint one time. Calm down. I don't know what this is. Maybe I need to go out and come back. Yeah, I think I need a whole do-over. So Sergio, let me do a do-over and then I'm gonna call you right back, okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay. Be back, guys.
Okay, y'all. I am on Aiden's iPad because I just wasn't having any luck with my own. All right, let's see if this works. I hope his friends don't start calling while I'm on the phone. All right. Third time's the charm, right? Is that what they say? Third time is the charm. Let's hope this time it's the charm. Oh. Sergio, are you in here? Yes, he is. Try this. Can y'all hear me though? Y'all can hear me? Everything's good? Man, I'm on Aiden's iPad.
I heard.
My phones are bugging right now. Man, Britt keeps telling me to buy the new phones. I just refuse. I really refuse to give Apple more money. They do the same thing.
I'm not into the phone without the button, though. I can't.
Man, they do the same shit, man. It's not even that deep to be giving somebody $1,000 more for this same bullshit ass phone. Like, I'm mad, but this is what they do when you keep the old phones. I think they do something to them.
They do.
Yeah, and that should be pissing me off. But anyways, Scooby-Doo, squiggly. Hey, Sergio, welcome to the iHeartMiko podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we've been talking about having this discussion for a long, long time. And, but before we get into, everything, the real stuff that we need to talk about, I wanted to take the viewers and the listeners on our journey of how we met and how we got here. So do you want to start?
Yeah. So I met you. You probably don't remember when I met you, but I think I met you at Crystal's house one time.
Okay.
And you know how we used to just hang out at Crystal's house and drink and do whatever.
Right.
And then I officially met you, I think, me and Charles did a joint fashion show at
yes.
Lounge.
I don't remember the name of the place, but yeah, it was in Atlanta.
Yeah, and you asked me there to do your wedding dress. And I made your wedding dress when you had your official wedding. And then
Don't act like it was easy to get you to make that wedding dress. Say, oh yeah, sure, I'll make your wedding dress. He was like, no ma'am, I don't do wedding dress. I was like, please.
No, it's not that I didn't do wedding dresses. It's that I don't do them for people that I don't know. They could be like really difficult to deal with.
Yes, I'm going upstairs to the better Wi-Fi, y'all. Don't mind me. Keep talking, Sergio.
Yeah, so brides can be difficult to deal with. So I just tell people I don't do wedding dresses because I just don't like dealing with. I didn't really know you at the time, so I didn't know that you weren't going to be difficult at all. So
you didn't know you was dealing with a whole tomboy.
Yeah, I figured it out though at the first consultation when you told me you was gonna wear Jordans, and you actually sold these Jordans. Like you had already bought the Jordans. You were like, okay, so my dress has to go with these shoes.
Yes, I got married in Jordans. Yes, I did. And I was like, listen, I had the number 11s, y'all. The gray, the patent leather grays. Those are the shoes I got married in. So I told him my dress had to match that gray. And you killed it.
Yeah, and the crazy thing was when I baking your dress, that's when I got the call to do Style to Rock. And remember, I had to leave like in the middle of everything.
Yes, and for those of you that don't know, Style to Rock was Rihanna's reality show where she was looking for a stylist to go on tour with her, right?
Well, it's a long story, but pretty much it was a TV show to find a new designer to work with her. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And you didn't even make the original list of designers to be on the show.
No.
And so then Rihanna, I'm going to toot your horn. So Rihanna was mad at whoever they had. It was like the final five or something like that. And that's when she showed up and she was like, where's the original people? So they ran back through the original designers and she saw your stuff and she added you on the show, right?
Yeah. That's kind of because I had went home and I was upset because I had been casting for 2 weeks. They kept me in a hotel room for like ever. And then they sent me home and I was upset. So I drove to Atlanta and I was with my best friend and his sister at dinner. And they called me like 2 days after I left and said, we need you to come back. So I flew back out and got on the show. I got on episode 3. And then I ended up winning the show.
Won that shit. I already knew. I was like, oh, it's over with. It's a dub. You killed that show. Like your clothes were amazing.
Thank you so
and
much.
Even for me, like somebody that doesn't, I'm not really into the fashion industry like that, but I know something that looks good. And I was just like, he's really just above all these other designers. It's just something different about him, And so then you made my wedding dress, which was bomb. I loved every aspect of it. And then after that, we started doing business together. I started being one of your clients. You slowly dragged me out of my tracksuits and my Jordans and my sneakers. And now you had me at New York Fashion Week. So tell everybody that you showed this year, finally, New York Fashion Week. Tell us about that experience.
This year we showed at New York Fashion Week for the first time. It was a surreal moment for me because I've been dreaming of that moment pretty much my entire life. I guess, for people that's watching and that's like sports fans, it would be the equivalent of going to the Super Bowl for the first time. Like it's work towards your entire life as a designer. And to do that, it was really hard, to be honest with you. And personally, because we're friends outside of working together. But, it was an amazing experience. And I'm just happy that I got to have it before the whole industry crashed.
Man, yeah, things got crazy right after that. It was so like incredible. So I want to rewind a little bit more because I want people to know who you are and where you came from and how you discovered that you should be a designer. So tell us a little bit about Sergio Hudson.
Well, I'm from South Carolina, if you can't tell by the accent. And I just grew up loving fashion. I have a very fashionable mother, to say the least. She was fashion obsessed growing up, so I had no other choice but to be in love with fashion. And I don't even really remember ever wanting to do anything else. It was, a lifelong thing. I remember being 4 or 5 years old watching CNN Style. Like, I was a very weird child. Now that I'm older, I know that was common for me to be like that. I thought I was fine and normal at that age, but for a child to be sitting down watching CNN, watching fashion models walk up at 5 years old was kind of different.
But you
But
but it was just
fast
something that you
forward, went to
liked,
college,
right?
got out of college, started working, got offers to go to New York, turned down the internships because I always knew I wanted to work for myself. Just being, I was raised to be proud, to be Black, to, break barriers. And I didn't feel like I could do that working for somebody else. Because
Mm.
sometimes in fashion, you get caught up in position. Like if I was to go work for Oscar de la Renta, probably would have had like a really good paying job, and I wouldn't have wanted to let that go to step out there on my own. So I never tied myself down to a position because I knew that would be, because a lot of times, and I know this is putting the cart before the horse, but Black people in fashion, we don't really have the backing or people willing to back us to do our own collection. So to work for somebody else, it's not easy for you to step away from that because you don't have people saying, okay, do a collection. I'll put up the money for you to do a collection, because people just don't do it for us like that. So that was my decision. And it was a hard decision, and it's been a long journey, but I don't regret it at all.
Yes. Now, I know what kind of clothes you do, but can you tell them, because like we've had these discussions before, when you hear about an urban designer, you think about streetwear, you think about hood wear, you think about just Black. And not to say that high end isn't Black, but it's not technically urban wear. So describe, or if you want to compare certain designers to your clothes, even though they don't compare.
Yeah.
But if you just want to give them, like, just give them a lane. Tell them about your Sergio Hudson collection.
Well, I consider myself a luxury ready-to-wear designer, sportswear, American designer. That's what I consider myself. Comparable would be Oscar de la Renta, Carolina Herrera, Ralph Lauren collection, Michael Kors collection. And when I say collection, I mean they're luxury brands, because I only have a luxury brand at the moment. So
Talk about it.
very well-made pieces, very, suits, dresses like that, things of that nature. I don't really do urban wear, even though that's what I wear personally.
Right.
I don't make it.
Okay. And also you have now belts.
Yes, we branched out to some accessories. So we started with belts, because I'm just kind of belt obsessed. I kind of ended up designing everything with belts on it. And my business partner was like, we should make the belts, outside of just putting them with the clothes. And I kind of put on the back burner. I was like, okay, whatever. And then like one day I was like, okay, let's do it. So we put the belts out. People love the belts. And we're really trying to promote the belts because everybody can't afford my clothing. Everybody can't afford a $1,500 jacket. But if you really, it's aspirational to buy luxury clothing. So you can buy a $200-$300 belt. So that's kind of, it's still expensive, but it's affordable. It's like you'll see a guy walking down the street with, clothes from Old Navy with a Gucci belt on. It's kind of that, because he probably can't afford the whole Gucci outfit, but he can afford the belt, the wallet, the keychain, whatever. So you want to give people something to aspire to. So those what I would call, we're starting with our aspirational pieces.
I like that. And even if it's not aspirational, it's also like somebody like me who's slowly getting into the fashion industry and wanting to get some pieces to add with some little things that I have. It's like, I've been learning about fashion and how things go together, and how, I'm one of those people where, how people say don't mix Adidas with Nike. Like, it's true in your industry as well?
Oh, absolutely not. It's not true. And
okay, good.
That's an old school thing that I still ascribe to. I still look at myself like crazy if I put on a Nike t-shirt and Adidas shoes. Like, I'm like, I don't know, but they don't mind doing it now. My God.
Yeah, I've never cared. Not now time have I ever cared. And I used to hear people all the time like, you can't do that. I'm like, why? It's mine. I bought the shit. It looked good together.
That's a 90s thing. I don't think it's relevant anymore.
Oh man. So you had some great moments recently. Beyoncé is one of the people who obviously, you know, would be putting you up on a platform. Shout out to her for, you know, wearing your clothes and supporting you. What has that experience been like for the queen to like, you know, support you in that way?
Well, you know what's crazy? I feel like it's a lot of Beyonce haters out there. But I would say for me, Beyonce, and even before all this movement for everybody to start buying black and doing black stuff, like Beyonce actually is about it. She don't have to come out and say, oh, I'm wearing all black designers. She just wears all black designers. And people just started noticing. She's been doing it for probably the past few years. But I feel like people just really started noticing, oh, Beyonce been doing that. And the first time I worked with them, my fall 18 collection or 19, I'm not sure. Her stylist, Zarina, shout out to Zarina, she's the best. She actually looked at my collection and she was like, okay, I want to get all this stuff for me. So they pretty much bought the whole collection. And
Ain't it a blessing?
yeah, it was a blessing. And you know, she wears my clothes like to go out to dinner. Like she just like it doesn't have to be a special occasion because you know she's Beyonce, so she wears luxury clothes and that's her lifestyle. So she lives her life in my clothing, and that makes me feel, you know, Zarina was like, oh, she wore that dress to a party, but she had to cut the sleeves off because she got hot. And I was just like, okay, I cut the sleeves off a $3,000 dress. I can't do that.
Hey, it's her money.
So, you know, it's like, you know, it's a blessing. And she's just, I've never met her, never had a conversation with her. But the support is felt.
Now, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, I was it rude to mention her before Michelle Obama wearing your clothes?
No, it wasn't rude.
Okay. I didn't think it was. I just don't know how people put them. But I will put Beyonce over Michelle Obama. But Michelle Obama has also worn your clothes. A lot of, you know, Black women, iconic women, are now donning Sergio Hudson collection. Like, and I think it's great. I think that it's motivating for you, I'm sure. But I want to talk about a separate side of people wearing your clothes and how people are always asking for stuff for free or for a discount. And what is that like when you, let's say Michelle Obama hit you up and was like, I need this for free. Are you with that? Like, how does that feel? Like, what happens in your mind when someone as big as that asks you for something free or a discount or anything like that? And that's not saying Michelle did that, y'all.
No, I get what you're saying. It's normally not like that. It's just assumed that you're,
okay.
It depends on how big the star is. Like, to be honest with you, thankfully I've made it to the level where, you know, people that are on reality TV, well, they still do, but most of them don't ask me for stuff for free anymore because they kind of get it. Like once Michelle Obama, Amal Clooney, Beyonce, those type of people wear your clothing, you know, okay.
It's a dub.
I probably can't get his clothes for a shout out on Instagram.
Right.
So, you know, but it's just assumed like this industry, I don't think people really understand how it works. Most of people, I would say 90% of the celebrities that wear my clothes do not pay for them. They either borrow or they're gifted. Most of them borrow because, and I mean, I understand. I don't really get angry about it, to be honest with you, because that's just the name of the game. And I understand it makes sense for them fiscally because technically they can't wear the same thing twice. So if you had to buy $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 dresses to wear 7 days a week for 65 days a year, you would be spending all of your money It's the
Yeah.
way the industry is made now. Like you can't wear your same stuff over and over again. I don't understand why.
I bet I will.
I think it is changing a little bit though, which I'm glad. Like, because I feel like that was the stupidest thing. Like, okay, of course, if you wear one gown to the Oscars, you don't want to wear it back to the Oscars the next year. But
yeah, you might be able to wear that to another type of ball or
yeah.
event or something. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's why. And then it's a trade off, and it's how I built my business. If Jennifer Lopez wears my dress, that's great press, that's great exposure. I don't have to pay for marketing. I don't have to, I don't have to pay for a feature in Vogue. They're just going to write an article about my dress because J-Lo wore it. So it kind of balances out. It gets overwhelming at times when you're struggling financially, and it's like all you're getting is requests for somebody to pull, and nobody wants to buy anything. It's really stressful sometimes, but just being real and being honest about it. But at the end of the day, it's either, do you want to have this? Do you want to be this designer that you dreamed about, or do you not want to be? That's the question that I always ask myself when I get frustrated. Do you want to do this, or don't you want to do this? If you do, shut up and do what you got to do. That's how I tell myself. So sometimes it is tough, but at the end of the day, you have to be a fighter and you have to figure things out. And that's what I do.
Speaking of figuring things out, I have seen some cute dresses, outfits, and I screenshot them and I send it to you. And I'm like, can you make this? And then you get so frazzled because then you be like, I already have this in my collection. These little cheap fucking these Instagram pages are stealing my designs and they making them for $29.99 with cheap material. How does that feel as a designer to be knocked off?
At first it was hurtful and it made me distraught. Like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do about this? But at this point it's like it's expected. And I kind of just laugh at it. The funniest thing, when we made the white suit with the hand-sewn crystals on it for Beyoncé.
And I got the black one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When we made that, I was like, I told Charles, they not finna knock this off. Ain't nobody finna hand-sew no crystals on no cheap jacket. I'm not telling you, it wasn't 3-4 months. They had already knocked that jacket and skirt off, and I don't know.
You had them messed up, Sergio.
I don't know how they had it in orange with colorful stones. I was like, okay. It's funny. Sometimes I'm like, oh, y'all really made that well. I don't know how you can sell that for $60, but
glue. They're using a lot of glue, but I ain't gonna knock nobody's hustle.
Yeah,
because you get what you pay for.
It's terrible. Basically. At the same time, it's terrible because, I think people always assume that I'm so well off because of what I do for a living. And I'm not complaining. I'm not eating out of the dumpster or anything. But, I'm not rich. And you have these huge companies like Fashion Nova who, when somebody wears your outfit, they immediately go knock it off and they sell it for $60. And they're making millions of dollars off of your design and your idea. When they could just really call you and say, you know what, let's do a collaboration. I really want to do something. I want to get this to my customer at a lower price point. They don't even try to do that. They just want to take from you.
Yeah.
And, it's at the end of the day, it's taking food out of my family's mouth.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but, it's a part of the business. And somebody told me if they not knocking you off, then your stuff not hot.
That is true. That is true because they're going to copy. If you ain't being copied, that means you ain't fly, maybe, in this industry.
Yeah.
When a lot of this protesting and marching and rioting, you already know I've been on the front lines. My fist been in the air for a long ass time. And then, recently you and I have been having some discussions about, Black businesses, Black this, Black that. and we had to talk about how people really just overlook the fashion industry as one of the major robberies and rapings of our people. You know, and can you talk, because I actually called you because I was watching Real Housewives of New York, which I'm obsessed with a lot of the housewives, but the New York one is funny to me because these white women, they take so many shots at each other and then be taking shots an hour later with each other. That was funny. But one of the girls ended up, fashion is her fashion is not her lane. She got cookware line. She got a whole bunch of things going on, but ain't great at nothing. But no shade. She, you know, she's trying everything, but ain't great at nothing. And I'm watching the show, and I see her get a Century 21, which I thought was only real estate. I learned from you, they actually have a fashion house as well. And you told me that it's comparable to like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, where they sell marked down or unsold high-end, you know, fashion kind of clothes. And they gave her like a marquee location in the store and put her on the website and all this stuff. They did all these great things for her. And I was thinking to myself, oh, Century, that must be like trash. It must be weak or whack or whatever. So I called you and I was like, is this a big deal? And you was like, yes, that's a big deal. So I'm thinking to myself, this is an older white woman. She's on Housewives of Atlanta, no skills, but she's getting these opportunities. And these are opportunities that our people aren't getting.
Yeah.
And it bothered me, you know. And so I wanted, that's part of the reason I was like, you know what, I really need to have you on to talk about stuff like this, because we need people in high-end places like that placing us, even if we're trash, in position to make money. Can you talk about the fashion industry and how some of the blackballing and ceiling shattering type of things that need to take place in order for us to get what we need? Because we are fashion. We are the culture. The culture is fashion, and we are that.
Yeah, you can do like, I could write a book on this. And I feel like with everything happening with George Floyd's death and just everything that has led up to him, I think his killing and murder was like the icing on the cake for everybody. It's like, okay, we can't take it anymore. And it just kind of made the whole thing explode. And in fashion, it's a really weird industry to begin with that most people don't understand. And it's not, in fashion, it's not direct racism. It's like placemental racism.
Sneak.
Yeah, so it's like, if you make these type of clothing, we'll accept you as a black designer. But if you try to come over here and do this, we're not going to accept that. So because I want to walk in the lane where Donna Karan, Ralph Lauren, Michael Kors walk in, I'm not quite, it's harder for me to get in the door. Whereas if I were to make an urban collection, or if I were to make something that was, you know, African inspired, or something that was considered black, then it would be a lot easier for me to break through the door. It's still hard because let's not forget the financial part of it. But it's a little easier to get in the door when you design those type of clothing that you're considered to be a black designer. And I always try to say this, I'm not knocking designers that design like that, because that's who we are. If that's what you gravitate towards, that's what you gravitate towards. I just don't gravitate towards that. When I design what I design, and it's not that. So it's very placemental, and it's very sneaky, and it's like they don't really dislike black people, but like I told my kids, white supremacy is different from racism, because
Correct.
White supremacy is, I think I'm better than you because I'm white. I might not necessarily think you're disgusting. I might even date you, sleep with you, but I still think I'm better than you because I'm white. And I feel like in the industry, it's less racism and more supremacy going on. And, and then on top of that, it's the financial part. A lot of people don't understand how much money it takes to make a mega fashion brand. You have to invest millions of dollars into a brand before it can become profitable. It's not like a normal business. Let's say you buy a salon that's already successful, and you just put a little extra money into it and open a new section of it, you can start seeing a return that next year. When you invest in fashion, you're really investing. Like if someone was to invest in my brand, they really are investing in me, like believing in me and my talent as a designer. They really aren't investing in a business that's already set up. They're coming in and they're bringing money, so they can put the money with my talent, and we can push it out there to the masses. And that's why you don't see a black Gucci. That's why you don't see a black Versace, because white people don't like to invest in black people, and black people are scared to invest in fashion because it's more of a long haul investment. It's not like a quick investment. Like, oh, this business is doing good, I'm going to invest in it, and when it take off, I'm going to get my money back. That's not quite how fashion works. So it's really, really hard because people just assume it would be easy for me to get somebody to invest in my business. I'm around people with money all the time, but for A, you have to have a lot of money. B, fashion takes a particular type of investor. And C, it's just people don't like to invest in black people. Black people don't like to invest in black people, and white people don't like to invest in black people, especially. And then you're talking about being a fashion designer on top of that. Fashion is a funny business. So it's all of these things that make it harder for us to make it in this industry. And I think people need to understand all of the things that are against us before we even get into the game.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about how some companies will say, oh, well, we're going to give X amount of money or give a store to, or a spot in our store to a person of color.
Yeah.
Talk about what person of color means in the fashion industry.
Person of color means anybody who's not white. And what I think people need to understand, especially about fashion is a very diverse business, except for black people.
Yep,
like,
pretty much.
Think about, the top designers that have come out in the past 10 years, you have like Prabha Gurung, Alexander Wang, Altazura. These are like the top American designers. They're all Asian. All of them.
So that's considered a person of color.
That's a person of color. So, it's a lot, it's different because, and I know it sounds crazy, but I was telling someone the other day, I was watching King and Bear's show on Netflix, and I thought it was so funny, but it was so true how he kept saying it all goes back to slavery.
Every single episode is that.
But it's true. I mean, it's funny, but it's really, really true. When we were, freed, because, you got
lies.
When we were freed, and Lincoln promised us those reparations, and then they murdered him before he could sign the bill, that was a systematic thing to keep us in our place. And still working today.
That caused us to not create generational wealth.
Exactly. Whereas Asian people don't have that problem. Mm-mm. You see what I'm saying? We are still reaping the bad benefits from slavery. So it's cliche, but I don't have a rich uncle to call and say, Uncle Floyd, I need $1 million to start my brand.
And what also isn't going to happen is these banks aren't going to loan a black person $1 million, but they will loan an Asian person $1 million.
Yeah. And I mean, even just being butt naked honest, after when the COVID thing happened, I lost my entire season. We were expecting a 6-figure season to start out, and they went from 6 figures to 0 within a month. And I invested everything I had and more into putting this collection out, and then I lost every sale that I had. So when they put out the call, okay, they said, you're going to get funding, submit to the SBA and ask these people for.
What's the SBA?
The Small Business Association.
Okay. We need to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I submitted to that. They denied me. I don't have enough credit. You know,
Wow.
submit to the CFDA, which is the Council of Fashion Designers of America. They started the fund, and they denied me.
Because?
They didn't give you a reason. They just said, we're not going to give you funding at this time. Good luck. Pretty much that was the
Wow.
mind you, and I'm sitting here thinking like, now this was, and the crazy thing about that was like, oh, maybe 4 days before the whole George Floyd thing happened. It was like 4 days. I got that email that they had allocated all their funding to who they were going to allocate it to, and they pretty much picked the same Black designers that they always pick to help. And so, you know, that was a little bit devastating, even though, you know, when you're a Black person, you go in thinking, oh, these people ain't gonna do nothing for me. But I tried to be optimistic and just fill out the paperwork anyway and just be positive. But you kind of know in the back of your mind, okay, they're not gonna help me. And to actually see it, it was devastating to me. And then the whole George Floyd thing happened. And then the same organization come out talking about, oh, we support this and we support that. And I'm just looking like,
no, you don't.
Y'all niggas just told me 4 days ago y'all wasn't gonna give me no money. Now I just showed at New York Fashion Week. I'm probably dressed more celebrities than anybody. You put all the people that y'all gave money to, I probably dress more celebrities than all of them put together. None of them have.
And they didn't want to give you. They didn't want to give you the help.
No. I was just like, wow, like I have the most buzz out of probably any designer that submitted for this, and you won't help me. So, you know, it put a bad taste in my mouth. But I'm happy that, you know, I don't want to be one of those people that be like, oh, you didn't want to help me, so don't help me now. I'm happy that people are opening their eyes to themselves and seeing where they made mistakes. And I'm trying to educate people and let them know this is what happened in the past. Can we change this in the future?
Yeah. You're good. You better than me. Let me. You know what? And I do say this because I don't know how to be quiet about stuff. Like I be so proud of my friends when they just sit back and things happen to them and they like patiently wait for shit to roll around their favor. I gotta say something. I'm loud. I got a big mouth. I'm rude. And I gotta say something. But I am proud of you, Sergio, because, you know, you taking your L's in private. You don't let people know, you know, what's going on behind the scenes, you know, and you're proud and you doing your thing. And that's truly why I support you. Like, it has a lot to do with you being talented, but it also has to do with, you know, just your hustle and the way you really out here trying to fight for what you truly love, which is fashion. And I do my best. Like, I don't really know. I can't, you know, I have a husband I have to clear things with, of course, you know, whenever I make purchases, but he already knows, like, whenever I want something high end, I get so mad when he buys me other designers and all this stuff. And I'd be like, why you call Sergio? And he'd be like, oh, I just saw this dress. I'm like, I bet he could have made it. I bet he probably already has it. Like, I get so mad, but I do my absolute best to support people like you that have true passion. Like, you're passionate and talented, you know, because without the talent, it's kind of like, you know, but you are so talented and you're passionate. And I truly believe that all your dreams are going to come true. Like, that's just what I feel. And one of the ways that I try to make that happen is by supporting you, is by trying to be somebody that's not hitting you up and saying, can I get a discount, or can I get this for free? Or, you know what I'm saying? I try to keep like a deposit with you. Like, I try to leave money in the bank with you. So if I do see something I like, I don't even have to send you money. It's already in there, you know? And I just think that's some of the ways that people in my position should be trying to help our people out. Like, I have money to give you and not need it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, catch it in this fall when something comes out. What are some other ways that people in my financial position can help people like you if they have like a favorite Black designer and you want to help them and support them? What are some of the ways that people can help?
Well, of course, like you said, the number one way is to purchase and to tell your friends to purchase. And, just because people with money, they don't want to buy stuff until other people with money have it. It's just kind of, it's a bad thing. It's how kind of the world works. But, if you have an exuberant amount of money and you really believe in a designer, talk to them about their business. Talk to them about how you can help them. Everybody might not need a business partner, but they might need a loan. They might need something. Like, I'm telling you, every fashion business, even the ones that you think are successful, don't have no money. It's when I went to do my fashion show this year, I was like, I told Nate, the guy who produced my show, he's from the Hinton Group. He does my PR. He's an angel. He also represents Kirby from Pierre Moss. And Kirby is the creative director for Reebok now.
Yeah.
And I went to him and I was like, I don't have money. Like, how am I going to put on a show? He was like, no designer has money to put on the show. We'll figure it out.
You are not alone.
He was like, trust me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to trust you. But, I know you don't like credit for stuff that you do, but I told you this over and over again, sometimes when, you purchase something from me out of the blue, I didn't know how I was going to pay my stores. I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent. Like, even this year before my fashion show, you came and you purchased like $15,000 worth of clothes for me. I could not have done that fashion show without that money. Like, that paid for my plane ticket to go to New York. That paid for me to finish those samples. I had so many people to pay. And if I didn't have that, I would have not been able to do that. So just the simple fact that you were able to do that for me, it made me be able to shine at Fashion Week. And somebody can look to me and look up to me. There's so many people that look up to me, that I mentor, that because they saw me do New York Fashion Week, now it's their dream to do New York Fashion Week. So that money is turning and turning and turning back in our community, because people have to understand, if there's nobody out there, like when I was growing up, there was nobody for me to look to and say, this is a Black designer that I want to be like. All of my idols are white. Because
we don't have
any. And it's imperative to me, I guess maybe because this is the industry that I'm in, that we have a legacy brand. And when I say legacy brand is like Gucci, Versace, Ralph Lauren, people like that. We have to have someone that is Black, because we need to be able to aspire to ourselves and not aspire to somebody else. And I feel that white people should be able to aspire to be us, and we don't have to aspire to be them. So, that's my mission. I don't really care about money. Everybody knows that money is just a tool for me to do pretty stuff. That's what money is to me. It's not, my business partner, she was like, if you have money, you just give it all away. And like, yeah, because I don't really care about money like that. I know I was meant to have money. So I know eventually I'm going to have it. So I don't stress about it. I just need what I need when I need it. And I don't want this legacy brand just for money. I want something that young people can look to and say, this business was started by a Black man, and look at all these people who want to be a part of it just because of the aesthetic of this brand. Like, they want to, just like how they hunger for Gucci or they hunger for whoever, we need somebody like that. And it's so important. It's so imperative. And people think fashion is so frivolous, but what do most people do when they get money? They start buying Gucci. They start buying Versace. They have to show you that I have money, so I can shop in these stores. And if it's somebody like us that's in those stores, then I feel like it would make them even feel better about spending that money on the bag,
Yes.
on those shoes, or whatever.
Yes. Man. Man, Sergio, I'm happy that I was able to help. I didn't know I was helping. I just
You just
had
that crystal suit.
what happened?
You just wanted that crystal suit.
I wanted that damn crystal suit. And I said, you know what? Bring a whole rack of clothes over here. I said, bring whatever you got in my size. And whatever I try on, if it fit me, I'm buying it. And you was like, okay.
And I was
And you
trying to get you not to buy stuff. I'm a terrible salesperson.
you
I'm
are.
like,
He was like, well, you don't really need this if you got this. And if you was like, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, but I was just buying whatever I look good in. I look good in a lot of your clothes. I wore your dress for my 4-year anniversary of my 3-year anniversary of my podcast. That purple dress that I saw Tracy Ellis Ross wear first, and I was like, oh man, I'm about to kill this dress. She got more ass than me, but my titty's about to send this fucking dress to fucking Pluto. I look good in that dress. And I went to the after party with smoking weed in an outdoor club in that dress. Killing. Killing. Man, but I believe in you, Sergio. I don't even believe in fashion. I'm learning to believe in fashion. I'm learning to step out of my comfort zone.
you look so good in it.
I did. Thank you. Thank you. But you know, when I look at your clothes and I see people wearing them that have like my body shape, because that's one of the issues that I've always had is the way I'm built. You know, I'm built like a giraffe. I got these long arms, long legs, this short torso. But I'm starting to see, you know, the fashion industry. It's not like I'm a big girl, so I fit as far as size, but just the way I'm kind of constructed, I want to say. And I like that your clothes fit me. Like they actually like fit me like well. And other clothes when I buy other places, they don't go. So that's why I'm always ending up in jeans or, you know, some sportswear. You know, Nike does me well, Adidas. And so now I'm feeling more comfortable, you know, wearing more fashion, and I can afford high-end fashion. So I'm going to wear your shit. I got a closet full of your shit and they ain't got nowhere to go, but
Look,
that ain't never stopped me from buying it. But I just wanted to have you on and tell you that, give you your flowers, honestly, because you are an incredible designer. You're an incredible person. I wanted to tell everybody a fun experience that we had. Sergio comes to my Super Bowl parties, my 420 parties, and one year,
this was Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl party? The Super Bowl party a couple years ago. Sergio came to my Super Bowl party. He's like, I don't be smoking this weed and stuff. He just came to have fun, and you know, just because it's not just a Super Bowl party. We have like games and it's competition, like, and I give away really, really dope prizes and everything. And so Sergio decided he wanted to try an edible. Was that an edible?
Yes, it was. Don't leave Charles out of that.
Oh yeah, Charles also, his assistant. Charles and Sergio decided, let's try an edible. And I said to them, take a little piece. Just a little piece and wait 45 minutes. What did Sergio and Charles do? Y'all ate a couple of brownies.
They were so good. Like me and Charles, we both like candy, like chocolate candy. So they were so good. So I just like, I didn't realize, you know, because I used to smoke weed in high school and I knew how that felt. So it's an immediate thing with weed, like when you smoke it. But I didn't realize that. I was just like, oh, this is just something people do to say they doing it. Like, you know, how people drink drinks that really don't have that much alcohol and they act like they drunk. That's how I thought it was. I like, oh, baby, I know I ate
y'all was
4 or 5.
stuck. First of all, you was doing good. I think it was helping you with your Jenga game because y'all was kicking butt in Jenga. Y'all was high, and then the edible kicked in, and then you needed a nap. And I was like, okay, let me lay them down.
Baby, I was walking around your living room and kitchen, pushing chairs around. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I really like Miko. Like, that was the scariest moment in my life because to be literally felt like I was over myself, looking down on myself. And in that moment, in all seriousness, I said, oh my God, this must be how insane people feel. It's like I was trapped in my mind. That's how I felt. Like I wanted to be doing stuff normal, but I just couldn't. It was the craziest thing.
I'm just, you know what? It was funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was only funny because I knew y'all was going to be okay. You took a nap, you took a little power nap, and, you know, drank a lot of water. You laid down, and y'all was okay. And now we can laugh about it. Now we can just crack jokes about it. Now you've learned to listen to me about the edibles, to go slow. And yeah, it was a good day though.
Yeah, I don't care. I will never take an edible again in my life. Not even a corner of one. Oh my God, oh my God.
So it's a wrap for you then. You have been scarred for life.
No, that was no. Oh God. I don't even, my business partner had to come pick us up because you was leaving town the next day. That's what was giving Charles anxiety. You was going back home.
Yeah.
And I was, oh my God, we going to be stuck here. She leaving. She going back to Florida. And we can't just stay in her California house because I could not move. Like, I didn't know what to do. And before we finally zoned out, I text my business partner. I was like, you have to come get me. And I gave her the address. That's all I could do. Thank God she on P's and Q's because she came.
Oh man, that was good times though. I ain't gonna lie, and I had no clue. Y'all was the only two. Everybody else followed the instructions. Y'all was the only two that didn't follow. And I think you know what? All the edible stuff, it did taste good. I did little samples of everything, and it was so tasty. But I warned you. I warned you.
But you know, I was like, I'm a man. You know, I weigh over 300 pounds. This ain't gonna do nothing to me. Like that's how I felt. But
well, we gonna get out of here, Sergio. But I wanted you to tell everybody where they can find your collection and what's up with Sergio in the future.
Okay, so you can find my collection right now on SergioHudson.com. It's up and for sale. The belts are for sale. We have some clothing pieces for sale as well on there. We just did a trunk show with Moda Operandi, and I'm actually releasing a home collection within the next few weeks. So there'll be candles, throw pillows, things of that nature, because I'm very into interiors as well. And then I'm actually going to be doing like a capsule collection of more loungy, loose-fitting type of clothing that you can kind of wear in the street or at home because of the time. And, you know, everybody's stuck in the house. They have to do Zoom calls. They want to look presentable, but they want to be comfortable. So I'm doing a collection kind of inspired by that.
Wow. Innovative. I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
That's
nice. Because
I completely beat in suits right now. They ain't got nowhere to go.
Right. All my clothes are just sitting in the closet like,
But if you have like a nice silky jumpsuit, you know, you can wear it around the house, and if you need to go to the grocery store, you can go to the grocery store. So that's what I'm working on.
Good. I saw some of the fall stuff that you put out. What's the how do you say this? What's the mentality behind each collection? Like, I remember you had one that was red. You've had all these different, like, I don't even know what the word is, like the feature of it, or like, you know, kind of like what it's about. The inspiration. There you go. How do you get an inspiration for a collection?
Well, the last collection was inspired by late 80s, early 90s R&B.
Yes.
Pop kind of R&B pop rock divas like Anita Baker, Stephanie Mills, Jodie Watley, Tina Turner, who's like my life's blood. I live for her. And
Yes.
you know, so it was inspired by all these women like Sade. You know, I just feel like back then Black women had such pride in the way they looked, and like they were so classy, and you know, even when they dressed really sexy, it was this class that they had about them. So I was really searching to invoke that in a more current way. It's always a woman, it's always a time period. Like the collection before that with the suit, like the stuff that you just bought, that was inspired by the 70s and Donna Summer. So it was kind of it's always a woman, always a time period. I'm not like one of these frou-frou designers who's so artistic. I'm just not that type of person. And I can't get inspired by grass or what I see in the sky. You know, I think that's, you know, that's amazing because sometimes I'm looking at them like, okay, you made.
Probably they do a mushroom sometimes, you know.
Yeah, but I'm just not that, you know, I guess I'm not that evolved. So I just kind of see a woman, I'm like, oh, I like the way she look. I like the way her style is. I want to design clothes for her. That's kind of how I operate.
Approach it.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, there's a question in here. I don't know if it pertains to you. Oh, this is to me. It's a podcast question. Never mind. If you guys have any questions, right now is the time to tag them in. I wasn't looking at anything. Was you looking at anything? The question?
No, I saw my little brother in there making comments.
Why you roll your eyes?
He's so crazy.
But well, anyways, Sergio, thank you for coming to my followers. It's not a sports discussion, but important discussion because you know this is us. Fashion is Black. Fashion is us. Yeah. And I think Sergio's getting phone calls. But pause due to poor connection. Oh, it might be me. Shit, let me get out of here. But fashion is us. We are fashion. If you look at every decade, every decade you look at, it's controlled by fashion. Every single one. That's why when you can look at a movie, you can look at a TV show, you can look at a picture, and you can say where that picture was taken, what era, because of the fashion.
It's very important, and people don't realize it's one of the most important industries in the world, and we don't have a piece of it. That's a problem.
We don't. My friend Alicia said, will you do a virtual show of the new stuff?
I don't know. I'm talking to some photographer friends of mine and thinking about possibly doing some type of, it wouldn't be a live show, but it would be more of like a movie type thing.
Oh,
yeah.
I want to be in it.
Okay.
Let me see. I think there might be another question. Oh, here's a good question for you. Here you go. Life of Des says, who is the first celebrity that you dressed?
The very first celebrity that I dressed was Lisa Wu on The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay. I remember that.
Yeah.
I actually remember that.
Yeah, that's my sister. She gave me my start. And I would say probably the celebrity that kind of gave me, like, put the collection on the map would be Kendall Jenner. I dressed her for her 20th birthday party, and that kind of, like, set everything on fire.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, too.
Yeah.
I remember Kylie. When I saw you make a swimsuit for Kylie, that's when I hit you and said, we doing swimsuits? Because...
It was custom.
Yeah, it was custom. So then I started putting in my custom swimsuit requests. Like, let me get this. And you did. You made me a Wonder Woman swimsuit for my birthday. You made me a 420 Wonder Woman swimsuit. We got 2 minutes left. But yeah, I appreciate you, Sergio. I totally appreciate you. I love you. I'm going to always support you. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. And we got a minute left if you want to say anything.
Tell Ada we got to have our Star Wars day, and I'm ready.
He right here listening. Aiden, you said you ready for his Star Wars day.
I'm ready.
All right, well.
All right, you, Sergio, and I'm gonna tag you off here so I can say bye to everybody. But thank you so much again, Sergio.
All right.
All right, bye-bye. Thanks, you guys. We've only got a minute left, but I want to say thanks for listening and tuning in. I know this is not a sports conversation, but it's a Black people conversation. I think the fashion industry is one of the industries that we kind of overlook when we talk about racism and white supremacy. So if you do have a Black designer and they've got some clothes, don't ask for it for free. Don't ask for it for a discount. Buy it. If you can afford it, buy it. Post them, tag them, show love to all of our people, not just, the industries that you like. All of us need to pick each other up and boost each other up and support each other, especially in an industry that is us. We are fashion, okay? They do what we do. So if we do Sergio, they're going to do Sergio, okay? Peace.